to now, this story was top secret. But things being the way they are today, I'm at last allowed to tell you. But it's very difficult to know where to begin because, well, you probably wouldn't believe it anyway. If we hadn't kept a photograph album, I wouldn't have believed it myself. I think we might perhaps go back to 1942. Here, you'd better have a look at this yourself. My name is Donald Drake. Now, this is me taken in Norfolk, Virginia that year, a lieutenant with my arm around the Admiral's daughter. 1943, I was now Lieutenant Commander Drake, which shows how wise it is sometimes to put your arm around the Admiral's daughter. Now, this snap was taken in San Francisco at the United Services Canteen. The girl with the coffee and donuts is Penny Smith. I ate more coffee and drank more donuts. Now, this is one of my canteen souvenirs. Canteen helpers are forbidden to date services personnel, which left only one thing for Penny and me to do. So we did it. In London. Now, this is Greenacre Farm in England. A little heirloom left to me by an uncle. It was here I brought my lovely pride. But, oh, I'm going too far. Let's go back to one summer evening, B.C. That is, before the crisis. I want you to meet my wife.
What's the matter with her?
There's nothing the matter with her. I'm carrying her across the threshold.
Why? She broken a leg?
Penny, this is Reuben. Without him, we couldn't run the farm. We've got to be very nice to him.
Hello, Reuben.
I nodded hello once, and when I nod, it either means hello or yes, according to what I've been asked.
Oh, it does?
And if he doesn't nod, it means he hasn't heard. Now, where's the champagne?
Cost 28 shillings a bottle.
I know it, but where is it?
Well, I didn't buy it. It was too expensive. I got a crate of beer instead.
A crate of beer? But this is my wedding night. I told him to get some champagne for us.
So he got a crate of beer instead.
I will not drink a crate of beer on my wedding night.
Then I won't drink a crate of beer, too. We'll all have some tea.
Tea? My honeymoon. In a farmhouse. Drinking tea with this decadent string bean. I'm sorry.
Honey, I'm hooked.
So am I. Why don't they put zips on these things?
Don't think that scares me, because it doesn't.
What, zips?
No, getting up early.
Oh, you crossed that bridge without me.
Honey, you talk so disjointed.
I do? Oh. Oh, wait a minute. That's not the bedroom.
Oh?
It's over here.
Oh, darling, this is heavenly. I don't think I've ever seen a more perfect room. Of course, we'll have to change curtains.
Oh, yes. Well, we can get Reuben to run up something in the morning.
Oh, don't take your jacket off. You'll catch cold.
Darling, even a gentleman farmer doesn't go to bed with his jacket on.
We're not going to bed yet.
We're not?
No, I'm going to put on my slacks, and you're going to show me our farm.
Well, not tonight.
Why not?
Why not? Well, this is our wedding night.
I know, and I love you, love you, love you. But I love our farm, too. Don't you want to show me our farm?
Of course I do, but it's pitch black outside, and we'll be up to here in mud.
Don't be a pussyfoot. You go get the lantern, I'll be down in 10 minutes.
Now, listen, I am master of this house, and I absolutely refuse.
You're beautiful.
10 minutes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, thanks. Have a nightcap. We'll drink a toast to my wedding night, such as it is. Skål. Now, you get to bed. You look like the Phantom of the Opera.
Suppose you want me to get up and do the milking in the morning.
Oh, now, you know we agreed that I'd look after the cows.
Ain't never ought to know bridegroom getting up to do the milking.
You ever heard of a bridegroom carrying a lantern around his farm on his wedding night?
Nope.
Just shows we should both get around more. Good night.
Don, I've left the keys to my trunk in London.
Oh, that's terrible. You mean you can't open it?
No.
And you can't get your slacks out?
No.
And you can't walk around the farm with a lantern?
No.
Hooray for Mr. Yale!
Who's Mr. Yale?
He makes locks.
I love you.
Well, what do you know? Well, I can't do this twice in one evening.
Here. We ain't got no more manure.
We'll order a couple of more cartloads.
Well, it's been ordered 2 weeks. The trouble is, they just ain't manufacturing it quick enough.
What in the world's all this?
Mrs. Drake?
No, Mr. Drake.
Sign here, please.
Just a minute. Now, where do you want me to sign?
Just there, please. Thank you. Good day, sir.
Penny,
Breakfast nearly ready.
parcel for you. Feels like somebody sent you an anchor.
Oh, that'll be my farmer's encyclopedia.
Oh, now, darling, let's don't get a fetish about this farming business. I mean, I'm just as happy if you stay here and run the house and all, you know.
Don, I'm going to see that you're the most successful gentleman farmer in England.
Dolly, it's not that you just don't look wonderful in anything, but haven't you anything more suitable for the morning after your wedding?
Oh, I know I feel so stupid, but I can't open my trunk.
Your trunk? Oh, forgot all about it. I'll fix it up right away. I'll get Mr. Higgins up.
Oh, no, you'll have your eggs before they're cold. I'll get Higgins up. Hello, Mr. Higgins. This is Mrs. Drake. Who's Mr. Higgins?
He's a very odd job man.
Oh, Mr. Higgins, I've got the oddest job for you. Yes, I lost the keys to my trunk. Oh, you got a picture album. Isn't that fun? Hmm? Oh, Mr. Higgins, yes, you come on up, then you can look at it, too. Honey, we've just got to keep this up.
And keep it up we did. Me with my new tractor. Penny's education into the finer points of milk and beef. The hole the fox made when it killed 10 chickens.
Don, not in front of everyone.
Oh, sorry. The fox trap we set, which caught Reuben. And so life at Green Acres Farm went on reasonably smoothly. Until one historic day. You sure you're going to be all right?
Oh, honey, of course. A dozen laying pullets, 6 yards of wire matting.
Wire netting.
Netting, so...
2 bags of fertilizer and form FS 100.
101. FS 100 is cattle cake.
I think I know what forms I need. You'd better get form 101, too.
101, too.
No, 100 more. Why don't you come to the bank with me?
And sit around while you sign mortgages and things?
We're not getting a mortgage, we're getting a loan.
That's right. You go get the loan, and Reuben and I'll go to market.
No, you come on.
No arguments finished. Goodbye.
Do you love me?
Honey, the bank will close.
Do you love me?
Of course I do. Form FS what?
101 unless you want cattle cake.
No, you.
Oh, hello, Miss Higgins. I think my wife's got something up there she wants you to fix.
Yes, Reuben didn't say what it was, so I come prepared like.
Well, I don't think the house needs complete rebuilding yet.
No, sir, no.
Will, move over. I want to drive.
Well, he's a very contrary horse, you know.
Now, Reuben, I can certainly drive a buggy. I know all about horses. My uncle used to bet on them heavily. Oh, hello, Mr. Higgins.
Morning, ma'am. Reuben didn't tell me what you wanted, so I brought the plan.
Well, of course I didn't tell you what I wanted. What's it going to do with you?
Listen, if I'm called in to do an odd job, I'm entitled to know what's the job and how odd you clod.
That's your lot.
Boys! Reuben, you stay right here. You both ought to know better. You come with me. Leave your wood out here. I'm surprised at you, Mr. Higgins.
Oh, fool, always in the stuff. Every time I come in here, messing me around like that.
We just bought a new sink, and it needs some supports built under it. Now, there's a new one. I want you to get a plumber.
I am a plumber.
Oh, fine. Well, that makes it all so simple. I want the old sink out and the new one in. Now, when you've done that, I want you to get a gas fitter,
I am a gas fitter.
Well, for heaven's sake. Then you can get the new stove in from the garage and fit it where the old one is. Oh, and if you want some tea, you can cook a kettle.
I'll do you.
And what are you going to do with the money? Not that I know anything about farms. In fact, but for my dear wife in Dorset, I wouldn't know what a cow was. Just sign where it's marked.
Do I have to sign all of these?
My dear fellow, at any other bank, you'd have to sign everything in quadruplicate. The National and Suburban have cut out all that red tape. These are only in triplicate.
Well, I really can't read through all of this. I think I can trust the bank.
If not, who else? And once these are signed, the account is opened immediately. Of course, periodically, the bank's representatives will call to look around the farm.
Oh, naturally. As a matter of fact, my wife would be delighted if you could come up and have tea with us one day.
Delighted, delighted.
Well, what about tomorrow?
Tomorrow, unfortunately, the auditors are coming in. No, I mean the auditors are coming in tomorrow, unfortunately. No, that's still not what I mean.
Well, I haven't signed this yet. Sorry. Then what about Wednesday?
Wednesday, it shall be. Yes, I'm most anxious to meet your wife.
Good. Well, thanks again for everything.
Yes, You both come from America, don't you?
That's right.
As I always say to my dear wife, America is the one place I want to go to before I die, just to see that magnificent Chase First National Bank.
Here's a very beautiful building.
I know. And that Capital Reserve.
Well, Wednesday afternoon, then.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Chivers. My dear Mr. Chivers, and how very on time. Yes. Chivers file, Mr. Hickson. Yes. No.
Wait here, I want to watch a minute.
Well, we're going to be late for dinner.
Oh, don't be such an old grouch. I'll only be a minute.
Lot 23. Pedigree tuberculin tested, Ayrshire. Calved just a week ago. Now, what am I offered? Come on, somebody, give me a start.
50 pounds.
Look, I didn't say give me a shock. I said give me a start. Anyway, 50 pounds. 50 pounds. 53. 53 pounds. 55. 55 pounds. 55 pounds. £55. 55, 55. Lot 24. 5 dozen Aylesbury ducks, 8 weeks old. What are my bids? 5 dozen Aylesburys. 30. £31 I'm offered. £33 I'm now bid. 5 dozen Aylesburys. Now how about £34? Will anyone bid me £34? Thank you. £34 it is.
Just a minute. I'd like your name, please, miss.
Huh?
Your name and address for the records.
Oh, isn't that cute? Mrs. Penny Drake, Greenacre Farm, Burville.
Now, do you have transport?
Oh, sure, we brought the buggy.
Well, there's not room in that. We've got to send them.
What's this for, catalog?
No, ducks.
Ducks? What ducks?
5 dozen Aylesburys. You've just bought them.
You must be out of your mind.
Now, lady, I'm not here to argue. I just want to know, do you take them or do we send them?
But there must be some
Were you or
mistake.
were you not standing over there?
Yes?
Did you or did you not nod your head to a bid of £34?
Of course not. I was nodding at Reuben.
Well, I'm sorry, lady. That nod has bought you 5 dozen Aylesbury ducks, and we'll deliver them later. Good day.
Oh, but this is awful. Reuben, do you think we ought to have any ducks on our farm?
Ducks? I hate them, treacherous birds.
I just bought 5 dozen.
What, ducks? What for?
I nodded. Now, Reuben, don't tell Mr. Drake. Well, I'll tell him, but I've got to do it slowly. Do you understand?
I ain't no homebreaker. Come on, get up there.
Oh, dear.
Man, what is this? What's going on?
Well, there wasn't enough room in the kitchen, so I brought it out here.
This is our living room, Mr. Higgins. This is not a workshop. Would you mind taking it all outside, please?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no.
Beg pardon?
I was just talking to myself. Never, never, never shall be. Hello? Hello, is this the Burville Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries? Yes, I want to talk to someone about a letter. Reference number M/249/3X/B. B as in... That's right. Look, Mr. Higgins! I'm on the phone and I can't hear myself talk. Would you mind taking this all a little further away, please? Hello? Hello? Oh, hello, yeah. Is this Mr. M/249/3X/B? Ah, well, this is Donald Drake of Green Acres Farm. Yes, I wrote to ask you to let me have one of those quarterly return forms.
Yes, Mr. Drake, but it isn't as easy as all that, you know. What did you want it for?
Well, strange as it may seem, I wanted to make a quarterly return. Mm-hmm. No, I never got one before because the farm has only just expanded enough to require one.
Ah, well, that's very difficult. You see, everything's based on what you were doing in 1939. You were where? Sidi Barani. Oh, yes. Well, I'm afraid you'll have to write in, old man.
I have already done that. And you've written back asking why I want a quarterly return form, and I'm calling you back and telling you, old man.
Oh, well, there you are. Oh, thank you, dear. I beg your pardon. You see, Mr. Drake, we can't go sending out quarterly return forms to everyone. There's no knowing what they might use them for.
I refuse to comment on that. Look, if you can't send me a quarterly return form without someone's permission, will you kindly tell me where I can get permission to get permission?
I think the best thing for me to do is to come up and see you tomorrow morning. Yes. You know, you people seem to have the idea that we're just here to set obstacles in your way.
I can't think why you should think that we think that. Yes. 9 o'clock. I hope so, too.
because that's the most sensible place you could think of to do sawing.
If it's any of your business, I was asked to saw here.
Now, boys.
Everywhere I go, they want me to go somewhere else.
Yes, and I ain't surprised.
Reuben.
Get up.
Hello, honey.
Hello.
Well, we got everything.
That's no exaggeration.
Unload the pullets.
Good girl.
Something go wrong at the bank?
No, everything's all right at the bank.
Something go wrong here?
Well, stoves and sinks all over the floor.
Oh, that'll be all right soon.
You know, sometimes I wish we didn't have this farm.
Don.
Well, the more farm we get, the more forms we get.
I know, but you have to fill in forms for everything, not just farms. Don, you mustn't talk like that. After all our plans and the bank loan, why, we're going to expand and get bigger and bigger and buy more cows and pigs and ducks.
Ducks?
Do you have to fill in forms for ducks?
No, I don't think so, but what good are they anyway? We haven't any room for ducks. Did you get the FS form?
Oh, yes.
Good girl.
What does this one do?
Everything but cattle cake. It comes from the district feeding officer in February, dated in March, and they want to know how much milk we sold in January.
Oh, well, now, don't confuse me.
Confuse you. Come here. You see that field?
Uh-huh.
That is Form AM50, Return of Agricultural Machinery. And over here, we have a wonderful sty full of Form BH1008. Now, allowance of poultry food is 100 weight for every 170 dozen eggs you sell. But you can't get the food until they've laid 170 dozen eggs without the food.
Honey, could we have a cup of tea?
We could if Higgins hadn't turned the gas off.
It's 160 dozen.
What is?
They have to lay 160 dozen for each 100 weight.
Oh. Oh, yes, I knew that, but I meant that my chickens would lay 170 dozen. Now, what's that?
There's a man at the gate who wants to know where to put the ducks.
Ducks? What ducks?
Oh, I don't know what ducks. All ducks look the same to me.
Well, you must have made a mistake.
Well, he must have made 5 dozen of them. Still, every man to his trade. I know what's special about my timber. You know what's special about your ducks.
Yes.
Just a minute, boys. You'd better put that lot back on again. You've got the wrong address.
Green Acres Farm, Burville?
That's our farm, but these aren't our ducks.
Honey.
It's all right, darling. They just made a mistake. I'm sorry, fella. You've just got your signals mixed up.
Hey, what's your name?
Drake.
What's that name?
Drake.
All right, Charlie.
Don, darling.
Just a minute, darling. Leave this to me, will you?
Oh, I'm so
And now, look here. You're being very stubborn about all this, and I'm being just about as patient as I can. I don't know where you got my name and address, but those are not my ducks!
Now, listen, mister. 5 dozen Aylesbury ducks went up for auction at the cattle market this morning. 5 dozen Aylesburys were bid for in your name. So 5 dozen Aylesburys are costing you £34, for which we would like a check, plus £2 delivery, for which we would like cash.
It just shows how ridiculous the whole thing is. I wasn't even at the cattle market this morning. I was... Penny. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
But for heaven's sakes, what were you... Why did you do it?
I didn't know I'd done it.
How can you buy 5 dozen ducks and not know it?
I nodded in the wrong place.
Now, no amount of praying is going to make it any less than £34, plus £2 delivery.
Don, honey, don't be mad at me. We can sell them back next week. I tried to tell you.
You never said a word about ducks.
Oh, but I did. I said, what about us having ducks? And you said, no room. And I was about to say something else when you said something else.
Then we've all said quite enough.
Oh, but we haven't. I know I made a mistake, and I'll make more mistakes. And you'll make mistakes, too. We'll both get angry, and we'll both have to forgive. Oh. After all, it might have been worse.
Here you are.
Thank you.
Good day.
Good day.
It might have been 5 dozen cows.
Penny, I've said there is no reason to discuss it anymore. The whole thing is finished.
But you're so cold, honey.
Not cold, stunned.
These things happen in the first year of married life. I read it in a book, a great big book. And it said how things got better each year.
Reuben!
Had less
Will you
rows
come in here a
and made
minute,
less
please?
mistakes.
All right, darling, so you made a mistake. We all make mistakes. Penny, dearest, I love you very much, but you must be a sensible little girl and let me simmer for a bit!
All right. If you won't be a friend, you're an enemy.
Penny, I never
We'll
said...
both be sensible and simmer.
There's no use being hysterical about it.
Who's hysterical?
I am!
Excuse me. Hey, it's all right. I'm a glazier, too.
Now, Penny, darling, when I said that, I didn't mean...
Finish.
But, Penny... Penny, darling.
Well?
What?
Well, you called me.
Yes, and I can think of a lot more things to call you.
Well, I ain't done nothing.
No? What do you know about these ducks?
Well, it ain't my fault. I just sat there minding my own business.
Your business was to see that Mrs. Drake didn't get into trouble.
Ain't never got a woman into trouble yet.
Well, we can't leave them here. We'll put them in the garage for the night.
In the garage?
Well,
But
garage.
that's right under where I sleep.
Well, they'll just have to put up with it. Now, come on, take your end. Please. You're just the man I want.
Good morning, sir.
There's some more of this wire netting in the garage. You can put up a duck pen next to the cow shed.
Oh, hadn't I better finish off the kitchen first?
No, we better finish off the ducks before they finish us. Hard to say, isn't it?
Good morning, darling.
Good morning.
Oh, no. That's your egg.
I like my egg hot.
But it is hot. I only just put it there.
It doesn't matter. An egg's an egg. I'll take this one.
Oh, you stinker. Honey, I know I'm a pothead, and I shouldn't be allowed out.
Finish.
Finish? Now, you eat your egg. My egg.
And it's a duck egg.
I know, isn't that fun? Our first 2 duck eggs. I found them in the garage. They laid them in the back seat.
Well, what do you know? You haven't by any chance cooked me a decoy egg?
Now, honey, I'm not that stupid.
Well, now listen. Well, it is an egg, and it's bad.
Doesn't smell?
But look at the yolk. It's all green, sort of.
Oh, isn't that sad? Our first one, too. Well, I'll just have to go and find you another
No,
one.
you sit down and finish yours. I'd just soon settle for bread and marmalade, really.
You're going to have a duck egg with me. Oh, hello.
Good morning. I'm from the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries.
Oh, yes, of course. Good morning. Come in. I'm sorry you find us still at breakfast.
Shall I come back later, perhaps?
Oh, not at all. I wish you'd join us in a cup of coffee.
That's very nice of you. Thank you.
Darling, this is Mr. I'm sorry I've forgotten your number.
May's the name, M-A-Y. Herbert May.
Hello. It might not be too good. I had to make it on an oil burner.
I'm sure it'll be wonderful.
Milk?
No, thanks. I prefer it black. I find it keeps me awake.
We're a little at 6s and 7s this morning. Not only is our gas and water cut off, but we're also suffering from ducks.
So I noticed, and very fine ducks they look, too. Oh, I brought you your quarterly return form. There you are.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you.
Not at all. I hope you didn't think I sounded hesitant on the telephone yesterday, but you know I'm somewhat wary about handing out these forms. You see, the more I hand them out, the more they fill them in. The more they fill them in, the more I have to check them. Sounds selfish, no doubt, but you understand. There you are, you've got that. Now, I also brought you AM50, Return of Agricultural Machinery, SA4, AG, Application for Seasonal Allowances, R49, Special Inquiry Rent of Agricultural Land, and GV5, Application for Private Sea Carrier's License. I think that covers every contingency. You understand them all, of course.
Yes, of course.
Well, off to work. Goodbye, Mrs. Drake, and thank you very much for an excellent cup of coffee.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good heavens, that looks to me like a heavy yolk.
What?
A heavy yolk. This is the first I've seen in a duck's egg.
What's a heavy yolk?
Chickens have been having a bout of them lately. Green yolks. They've been coming in from all over the country.
Well, is it a disease?
Not in the strict sense of the word. I said, would you mind very much if I took this away with me? Nearly 40% of the chickens' eggs had green yolks last month.
Well, why are you taking it away?
Just to show it to the poultry research station. I've never seen it in the duck's egg before.
Well, we're not going to be quarantined or anything, are we?
Good heavens, no. It's due to the birds eating a certain weed. Won't hurt you. I should use it for cooking.
Isn't that fun? We can have green omelets.
Well, goodbye.
Penny, darling, if those darn ducks have brought some disease to this farm, I'll... Hey! Hey, get out of here! Chew! Get out! Get on! Chew! Get out of here!
Good morning, Miss Jones.
Good morning.
Here we are. Good heavens. Come here, Miss Jones. Here's a duck egg with a heavy yolk. And listen, the shell's almost metallic. Listen.
I don't like duck eggs.
Whether you like them or not, this is most extraordinary. Now, would you be so kind as to take a letter to the Animal and Poultry Health Research Station, St. Ives? Dear Dr. Gordon, would you kindly look into this egg? No, Miss Jones, we put that a different way.
Don't you wish you were clever with your hands like me?
Ain't no good being clever with your hands if you ain't clever with your head.
I get by with my head.
Well, you better try and get out with it then. You ain't made a door.
Well, Mr. Higgins got his duck pen up yet?
Oh, he's got it up all right. Now he's about to tear it down again.
He's what? Look, Mr. Higgins, I don't think it should take all day to put up a little wire netting, do you?
It doesn't, Mr. Drake. But if people keep bothering people, people can't expect people to work quick, can they?
No, I quite see that. But I would like you now to go inside and get the stove in and finished, huh?
I can finish this in 5 minutes.
Well, we've been cooking like Indian trappers for 2 days.
That's not my fault, Mr. Drake. You asked me to do this.
I know I did, but now I'd like you to finish the stove.
No, I'm never allowed to finish anything around this
you can
place.
finish the stove, Mr. Higgins.
Yes, comes dinner time, and you'll ask me why I haven't finished
The
this.
stove, Mr. Higgins, please.
The stove, Mr. Drake.
Cow, 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 cow. Come on. Cow, 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 cow. Come on. Cow, 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 cow. There's a good girl. Whoa, whoa there, cow. There's a good girl. Whoa, whoa there, cow.
Penny!
Oh, hello, honey. They won't stand still.
What are you trying to do?
I've been a farmer's wife for 2 months now, and it's high time I learned how to milk a cow. Why are you all dressed up?
Well, we're expecting Mr. Boothby at any minute.
Mr. Boothby? The bank manager
The
for
same,
tea.
yes.
But I'm not dressed, and you look so good, and I look so...
I know. Well, go check.
Good afternoon.
Hello there. Now, make a good impression.
Well, this is quite enchanting.
Well, it's half yours now.
Oh, but the bank doesn't look at it that way.
Oh, of course not. He was just speaking paregorically.
Excuse me a minute, please. Mr. Higgins. Mr. Higgins! Oh. We have company. Would you mind trying something a little less noisy?
Not if you want the cooker fixed.
Ah, well, then I'm afraid you'll have to leave it. The banging's a little too much.
I suppose you'd like me to go down and finish the duck pen.
That's a very good idea. I beg your pardon.
Ah, your wife was just telling me that Charles II slept here.
Oh, well, we're not altogether sure about that, but the house did belong to Nell Gwynn.
Excuse me, you got no water.
Oh? Why not?
Because I haven't finished.
Well, now, wait a minute. Why do you cut off the water when you're fitting gas?
Because I have to undo a water joint to get a gas joint through the same hole.
Really, if tea's any trouble.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. You just sit down, I'll get some water from the well.
Oh, so you have a well.
Yes, all the modern conveniences.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Drake.
Oh, hello there.
When I was here yesterday, I did a terrible thing.
You did?
Yes, I forgot to leave AP49XL acreage payment.
Oh, well, now, isn't that sweet of you? Would you like some tea? I'm just going to put a bucket on.
I think I ought to get back, you know.
Yeah. We got tanks in the vegetables.
Tanks? What kind of tanks?
Army tanks.
Now, Reuben, don't be silly. What would army tanks be doing in our vegetables?
They're churning them up. That's what they're doing. Come and have a look for yourself. If those ain't tanks, what are they?
Well, for heaven's sake.
Look at them. All over the potatoes.
What in the world's going on?
Looks like maneuvers or something.
Don't they generally ask before they maneuver you?
They should do.
They're coming around the back.
Good heavens.
Mr. Donald Drake?
Oh, no. But this is Mrs. Drake.
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Drake?
Oh, I'm fine.
My name is Travers. This is Captain White.
How do you do?
I'm extremely sorry about all this, but I'm afraid it's unavoidable. Is your husband in?
Yes. But he's got all his discharge papers.
Oh, we didn't bring all this to your husband, Mrs. Drake. Oh, Captain White, see the men out, will you?
Yes, sir. Well, as long as there's no trouble, I'll be pushing along.
I'm afraid you can't do that. No one may leave the farm until further orders.
Yes, but I don't live here, you see.
I know it's very inconvenient, but we hope it won't be for long. Now, Mrs. Drake, may I see your husband?
Of course.
Please.
Yes, but you don't understand. Hold it! Wait a minute, Major, wait a minute. I'm from the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries.
I'm sorry, sir. You may phone your office, of course.
Is it a new war or something?
Nothing as drastic as that. It's merely this farm is under military orders for the time being.
Military orders, but why?
Because of your ducks.
My ducks.
Now, please, Major, I'm a civil servant. I'm free to come and go as I please.
Look, sir, I don't like this any more than you do. It's just unfortunate you happened to be here when we arrived. But this farm is now a prohibited area. And my orders are that anybody here has to stay here until further orders.
Yes, but...
And as soon as I've had a word with Mr. Drake, we'll try and clarify the position. Is your husband alone in there?
No, he's with... Oh, for heaven's sake.
Well, I rather want to speak to him alone. Would you ask him to step outside? And would you be good enough to go inside, sir?
This is quite scandalous.
I'm afraid it's quite unavoidable.
The old worldliness and peace about the place is quite wonderful.
Well, we thought you'd fallen down the well.
Don, this farm's under military orders, and there's a soldier outside wants to see you about his tanks and things.
Darling, are you feeling all right?
Yes, I'm all right, but the tanks have gone all over the vegetables and mashed our potatoes.
Great Scott.
Penny, darling, pull yourself together. I'll take you and... They were soldiers.
That's what the man wants to talk to you about.
I've been told to wait in here.
Look here, what's going on here?
Mr. Drake?
Yes, but, whoa, you can't bring these things in here.
I'm
Tear
sorry,
up
I
my
can't
driveway.
keep them out on the road. Any damage will be made good, of course.
Well, that's all.
Yes, Sergeant.
An old man down in the vegetable garden kicking up causing quite a disturbance, sir. He's throwing farm implements at the men.
Is he? Would that be one of your fellas?
Sounds like Reuben.
His language is shocking, sir.
It is Reuben.
Maybe send him a message from you asking him to come up here?
I suppose so, but I want to have...
Sergeant, tell him Mr. Drake wants him up here. In fact, get everybody up to the house, will you?
Yes, sir.
And keep the men off that vegetable patch. I want as little damage as possible.
Yes, sir.
Don, poor Mr. Boothby still hasn't had his tea.
Nobody's going to get any tea till I find out what's going on around here.
You'll appreciate what I have to tell you, Mr. Drake, is highly confidential.
I take it my wife can hear.
Oh, of course.
Well?
Well, it's about that egg.
What egg?
The duck egg that went to be analyzed.
The one with the green yolk?
The shell was found to contain a lead base, and the green yolk contained uranium.
Contained what?
Uranium.
What does that mean?
It means that one of your ducks can complete for nothing a process that costs the British and American governments millions a year.
Oh, now, just a minute.
Extracting uranium from common garden earth.
But this is fantastic.
Well, that's what I said when they told me, but it's true. And so until we can find out which duck can complete this strange process, your produce here is quarantined and your farm a forbidden zone. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, this is ridiculous. Now, how can a duck possibly...
That's exactly what the Didcot Research Labs want to know. And now, with your permission, we'll go inside and get down to business right away.
Honey, they're trying to do something there that I don't think can be done.
Hey! Say, you can't bring that thing in here, too.
Now, don't worry. They have orders to respect your property.
Go back! Get out of here! Get off my ground! Get back!
Don, I'm not with all this. I can't keep up. Tell me everything slowly.
Well, it seems that one of your ducks has laid an atomic egg.
Is that good?
Only for the ducks.
But let me explain to the others.
You'll have to. I wouldn't know how.
Not sure that I do. After you.
Ah, my dear Mr. Drake, I'm so glad you've come back. Yes, Mr. May is laboring under the
Just a moment,
misapprehension
please,
that
Mr.
no one must
Boothby.
leave the farm.
Over to you, Major.
I'm sorry to say Mr. Mayer's correct.
Oh, but come now. Please explain who I am.
Mr. Boothby is my bank manager.
Oh.
I came here to have some tea.
Oh, I know. Poor Mr. Boothby.
Gentlemen, as briefly as possible, the situation is this. For the moment, everybody on this farm must stay here. We're hoping it won't take very much time, and we'll put you to as little inconvenience as possible.
I've already telephoned my office and told them to call Whitehall.
I see. Is this the only phone?
Yes.
From now on, all calls out of here will have to be censored.
May I ask the reason for this unwarranted incarceration?
Unfortunately, I can't give you a reason.
Huh, Whitehall will want one.
So will the National and Suburban.
What do you do, desert in the Franco-Prussian War?
I'll take care of you later.
I wonder if you would mind coming up to the house. Mr. Drake would like a word with you. But he's just had a word with me. He told me to come down here. Oh, I see. Well, now he'd like you to come up to the house.
Oh, stop.
I'm extremely sorry, but it's a very important matter.
Yes, that's right, sir. And the other gentleman is a Mr. Boothby, the manager of the local bank. Yes, sir. My orders to keep everyone here, and unfortunately, these two gentlemen were visiting.
What are you doing down there, anyway? A duck? Good grief. Well, well, you've got your orders, Major. Carry them out. If you're told to keep everyone there, keep everyone there till further orders. Huh? Ask Colonel Maitland to see me.
Yes, sir.
A dozen tanks, 6 carriers, and a company of men to guard a duck. Come in.
Good afternoon, sir. I didn't know you were back.
Maitland, what's all this nonsense about a duck?
Oh, it came through while you were in Aldershot.
Do you know there are men and tanks cavorting around a farm in Sussex?
Yes, sir. We've been asked to call it Operation Chickweed.
Operation Chickweed?
Yes, sir. A duck has laid a uranium egg, and security want the duck.
Well, let them get it. Good heavens, man, what's this to do with the War Office? It's a police job, or the RSPCA?
In view of the recent security scares, the police have asked for War Office support.
Why wasn't I informed of all this?
You were in Aldershot, and it came through top priority.
A uranium egg?
Yes, sir.
A duck?
Yes, sir.
Where's Scott?
And Didcot Laboratories are interested in the process that's taking place in the bird's gullet and digestive organs.
Sounds revolting. Yes?
The Admiralty, sir.
Oh. Yes, Matthews, huh?
It's about this duck. Yes, I know it's a police job. But if the War Office is being represented, then the Admiralty should be too. After all, the duck's an amphibious bird, isn't it?
I know the whole thing's fantastic, but I would like to point out to the War Office and the Admiralty that a duck is also airborne, you know.
Flora, dear, they won't tell me what's happening. But whatever it is happening, I didn't know it was going to. You see, I would like to speak to my secretary, please. Burville 49.
How many more telephone calls are you going to make?
I am a bank manager.
That's right. Not any worry about those overdrafts, can we?
We do not worry about overdrafts. Unless customers take them to another bank.
Oh. HQ.
Sarge?
Yes?
The Royal Navy's here. They are. 2 truckloads. Well, there's no room from here. Shall I phone them down below and ask them to open the second gate?
Open the second gate? Oh, blimey, we've got enough men now to open the second front. All right, send them down. I'll tell the Major. Yeah, now, I'm putting you 2 gentlemen on your honor. Oh, ma'am, I wonder if you'd be good enough to tell the Major someone sent the Navy.
The Navy?
That's right, ma'am. I'd go myself, honey. I'm supposed to see these 2 gentlemen say nothing censorable.
But what's the Navy here for?
Looks like it's become a sort of combined operation.
Oh, it has? Oh, Major.
Hello, Mrs. Jane. Major Travers. By an unfortunate stroke of fate, nature has picked on one of our ducks to have an atomic gizzard.
Don, there's been an operation.
Just a moment, darling. I cannot argue with nature, but I can and will argue with anybody who turns my garage into a quartermaster's store.
Corporal, who's going to put this lot in here?
Sergeant, sir.
Well, take it out. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, believe me, I know how you feel.
Can I talk now?
Oh, darling, I'm sorry. What's your trouble?
The Navy's landed.
The what?
The Navy, that's what the man said.
What man?
Your friend.
Excuse me, sir. There's a company of sailors in the vegetable garden.
Oh, that's fine. Fine. We have the Army in the drive and the Navy in the curly kale.
And there's a dispatch just arrived, sir. It may explain things.
Yes, probably from the Air Ministry telling me to tear down the farm and make room for an airport.
Honey, you talk too loud.
Huh? Trouble to get out, just turn around and take right off again.
Isn't this Green Acre Farm?
This is private property, and I've just about had enough of this.
You landed right on my asparagus. And he's landed on the tomatoes.
I'm extremely sorry about this. My ground staff should have been here an hour ago.
Now, look here, I am a very patient man, but my patience is exhausted. I'm exhausted. My wife is exhausted.
They're pulling all my wire netting down.
Go away, we're exhausted. The rhubarb.
Well, now, don't you worry. I'm going to get on to our ambassador about this. I'm going to see about...
I'm very sorry, sir.
Now, listen. Are you married?
Yes.
Where did you spend your honeymoon?
In Cornwall.
Well, I'm spending it with 12 tanks, 16 Bren carriers, a naval detachment, 3 airplanes, and 245 men, not counting your ground staff.
Oh, Don.
Penny. Darling, don't let it get you down. Everything will turn out all right, I promise.
Don, I can't do it.
Of course you can.
I've tried to be a good wife.
You are a wonderful wife.
And I know I promised for better or for worse, and I know this is worse and it isn't going to get better. But I can't do it, Don. I just can't do it.
Do what?
I can't cook for 245 men, not counting the ground staff.
Oh, my sweet, darling little pothead. They have a field kitchen. They do their own cooking.
They do?
Of course they do.
And the washing up?
And the washing up, sure. Now, unbutton that face.
Honey, you're so good to me.
Well, now, what do you know?
Well, gentlemen, now you know as much as I do about the uranium egg. I've told you because I don't think it's fair to keep you here all night without your knowing the reason why. If any of you want suitcases brought from your home, the sergeant here will arrange it.
But this is ridiculous. Good heavens, man, the bird might never lay another uranium egg.
The powers that be think it will.
But it might not. Ducks are funny animals, you know.
Mr. Drake has suggested an excellent duck zoning scheme, which is already in operation, and tomorrow or the next day we should know which duck it is.
I'm sorry I've been so long, but I can't find enough sheets. Someone will have to use a tablecloth.
Mrs. Drake, I told them the whole story.
Oh, you have? What about that, huh? One of our ducks lays an anatomic egg.
Well, I'll turn in now. The sergeant will sleep by the telephone. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, no, I often do it.
Good night.
Good night. Well, I don't know where we're going to sleep, everyone.
Don't you worry, Mom. We'll sort it out.
No. Oh, Reuben, Mr. Drake wondered if you'd let Mr. Higgins...
No.
You don't know what I'm going to say.
Anything between me and Higgins is no.
I'd rather sleep with the pigs.
Not my pigs.
Boys! Reuben, you go to bed at once. Go on. I'm ashamed of you. You always start something.
Well, at least I didn't start this mess.
I'm sorry about all this. It is really my fault.
Nonsense,
Oh, yes, it is. We never had any ducks. Till I said hello.
Well, we needn't worry about that tonight, need we, Mrs. Drake?
You're all very nice.
You go to bed, ma'am. We'll be all right.
Thank you.
Don't worry, Mrs. Drake. We're enjoying ourselves, aren't we?
Oh, yes, jolly good fun.
Mr. Drake will be in with some blankets. He's getting them from the stable.
Oh, he shouldn't trouble.
It's no trouble. It's a warm evening and the horses won't need them. Good night.
Let's get these cabins sorted out, shall we? Now, what about you, mate? Here we are. One sheet, one pillow. What about this nice little window seat? It's bit hard, but they say it's good for the posture. Now then, that leaves an armchair and a couch between you two gentlemen.
No problem there. One of us will take the couch, and Mr. May will take the armchair.
These are only horse blankets, I'm afraid, but they're quite clean. I found them in the loft. My wife gone out?
Upstairs, sir.
She seemed a bit upset.
Upset? Penny, darling, what's the matter?
Our poor farm, and it's all through me.
Oh, of course it isn't. Don't be silly.
I can understand now why men commit bigamy.
Penny Drake, now you listen to me. I love you very much.
You're not sorry you married a girl who can't keep her head still at an auction?
Sorry, I'm the happiest man in the world. What are you talking about?
Bite this.
You know, most women would have got hysterical what they had to
I can't understand a word
said
you're
most
saying.
women would have got hysterical with what they had to put up with today. I wasn't very nearly so myself, but you just took it in stride.
You just love my head.
Could be.
Everything's gonna be all right?
Everything's going to be all right. You know what I've done? I've
What?
made 6 pens and put 10 ducks in each. So whichever pen has the next egg, that narrows the field down to 10 birds. Then we'll break that lot up.
Oh,
and...
honey.
Well, anyway, we have the whole thing very well organized.
I think you're wonderful.
I'll bet you say that to all the bigamists. See what I mean?
I'm sorry about that. Any damage will be made good. Of course.
Sergeant. Sir. Ring Didcot and tell him the convoy's on its way.
Yes, sir.
What in the world was all that?
That was Operation Chickweed. I'm afraid that'll happen every time there's a strange egg.
Look. Look what you've done to my drive.
Yes, they did get away a bit smartly, sir.
Well, if you think I'm going to stand here while you stage a Calgary stampede...
I'll
you've
have
got-
the men fix it right away, sir. And next time...
There'll be no next time, Captain. This is it. This is where the thread snaps and a gentleman farmer goes berserk.
Do as you like, lady, but you won't get far at this hour.
Let me have the phone. Good morning.
I'm using it. Good morning.
Now, Penny, you'd better let me handle this.
Hello, War Office. This is Mrs. Donald Duck. It's about our... Oh, that's not right, is it?
Hello, who is this?
This is the War Office. No, sir, if you care to ring back at 9 o'clock. Yes, I can take a message. There'll be a van, yes, coming to Whitehall, yes, with 5 dozen what?
And furthermore, you can tell them that when they find the one they want, they can take the other 59 ducks and roast them, boil them, mince them, or curry them. Good morning.
Everything all right, John Major?
Yes, sir. It's one of these 10. We got a couple in each pen. Tomorrow we can narrow it down to 2 of them. On the following morning...
Oh, we must find it tomorrow. Now build 4 more pens and put 1 duck in each.
Very good, sir. Yes, there's another egg in pen 4, sir. You were told to take all eggs out before you put the ducks back again. Well, we did, sir, but this one's been laid since.
Well, just take it out.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Drake, I think I can safely say we'll all be out of here tomorrow.
I think you can safely say that you'll be out of here today.
Well, I hardly think
Major, you have been most kind, most helpful, and extremely courteous. Unfortunately, I am not mentally adjusted to this sort of thing. You understand. In America, we lead a much more quiet and conservative life. So as soon as the more normal people are awake, I'm going to phone for a truck, going to put all these ducks in them, and I'm going to send them to Whitehall with my compliments. Now, if you'll excuse me, my cows are waiting.
Major Travers?
Yes?
Sir.
Here's another one.
You can't lay 2 eggs in one morning. That's not natural.
Oh, excuse me, sir. It has been known in cases of extreme shock that a bird has laid another egg. Maybe the signal motor going off did it.
Well, I'm not surprised. It almost did the same for me.
Yes? Yeah. Where's Burville? All right, stop with it. I'll send someone. Jock? Hello, give me the PRO War Office.
There's something going on at Greenacre Farm, Burville. It's in Sussex. There's tanks, ack and planes. Get what you can.
Hello? PRO, please. Apparently they made it a prohibited area. If they won't let you in as a reporter, say you're a war correspondent.
Hello, Major Dean. Daily National, sir. What's going on at Burville, sir?
I wish I could help you, but I'm afraid I haven't had a release on it yet. Excuse me a moment. Yes? No, we can't issue anything yet. No, the agencies haven't anything either. Just a moment, please. Hello. Great Scott, are you all at Burville? Excuse me. Yes, Burville, yes, I know. Gentlemen, if you will hang on for a few minutes, I'll see what I can do for you.
And that, gentlemen, is why you're brought here. Unfortunately, it's been left to me to give you this story, an extraordinary story, most extraordinary. In fact, it's so extraordinary, I think you better tell them.
Well, gentlemen, briefly, this is the situation. 2 days ago, the War Office decided...
No, the War Office didn't decide. Leave this to me. The War Office were approached by the police to cooperate in the most extraordinary... a duck has laid a uranium egg. A duck has laid a uranium egg. Yes. Well, we have copies of a report from Didcot that you might like to have. It appears that all Earth contains a minute portion of uranium. I didn't know that. Well, perhaps you did. The bird must have the intestinal faculty for separating this element from the surrounding matter. To protect itself from the rays, the creature also has to eat a quantity of lead. I don't understand a thing. You have a go at it.
And since the first announcement from the War Office, no further information is available as to which duck laid the egg containing uranium. There will be a talk on metabolism on the 3rd program at 6:45 this evening.
And when they find out which duck laid the atomic egg, ladies and gentlemen, it's 1,000,000 to 1. It'll be the duck they fed on Dinglefoot's balanced duck food.
Dinglefoot, Dinglefoot, Dinglefoot's the food. Oh, what luck to be a duck, live on Dinglefoot.
Oh, don't worry, darling. It's only Operation Chickweed.
John, they've got her. They found the duck.
But now we can get some sleep, maybe.
Honey, I've just got to see how she does it.
You mean she's putting on a demonstration?
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
They found her. She's done it again.
Can you all go home now?
Just a question of waiting for orders.
Oh.
Don, the gate.
The gate!
They've done it again.
Does the House realize this duck has done it again? If we find out its secret, we may hold the key to future atomic power. I ask for the support of all parties when I say, get the best brains and surgeons in the country and operate.
Does the Senate realize that this duck belongs to an American citizen? That is why I have no hesitation in saying that if the British operate, we must have observers present.
Do the great people of the proletariat realize that for years the British and Americans have been raising these ducks under cover of them being a national dish?
My dear Vice Consul, I do really appreciate your government's interest, but I would point out that the matter is entirely an empire one.
Well, thank you, Mr. Secretary, but on a point of international law, the bird does not belong to an English citizen.
But on a point of international law, the bird was born of English parents.
And is American by adoption.
Its domicile is England.
The owner was raised in San Francisco, USA.
The duck was raised in Berkshire, England.
Now, my dear Mr. Secretary.
My dear Vice Consul.
It was officially reported here today that the United States government is to press a claim for the atomic duck, discovered recently at Greenacres Farm in Burville, Sussex.
What do you think? The nerve of those Yanks.
I'll thank you to remember I happen to be one of those Yanks.
Now, just a minute, darling. I'm sure you didn't mean this personally,
Well,
did you?
of course not.
Well, he's talking about my duck.
It's not your duck, it's our duck.
Well, I bought it.
Yes, you bought it and I paid for it.
And I fed it.
And I hate it.
Oh, Don.
Oh, Penny.
Shut up! We interrupt this program to bring you a special announcement. It has just been announced from number 10 Downing Street that the uranium-producing duck has been moved to Guy's Hospital. Present at the operation will be the King's physician, a Home Office pathologist, and Monsieur Lépine, one of France's leading gynecologists. Letters, telegrams, and telephone calls have been pouring in all day, and elaborate arrangements have been made to keep the world informed of latest developments.
Now, you promise no more tizzies.
Work at the atomic...
Mr. Higgins, please, just while the news is on.
For 4 days I've been trying to finish this job,
To the news.
and in spite of all hazards, this is the finish.
Good, now hush your fuss.
Our regular programs will be interrupted to give hourly bulletins as they come through from... The following statement has just been issued from Downing Street. At 1:05 today, the atomic duck passed peacefully away while still under the anesthetic. It died without disclosing the secret of the uranium egg.
Hello? Yes? Very good, sir. Yes, sir. I'll tell him. We can all go home now.
But doesn't anybody want to see what I've done?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Mr. Higgins. And I'm sorry we've shouted at you so much.
Oh, that's all right, sir. It's not the work that goes into it, it's the result that counts. Now, here's the sink, all fitted and fine, and there's the cooker. It was hard work, but perseverance counts every time.
What are you doing? You turn this thing off. You don't. Put it out. Turn it off. You are it.
Oh, how careless. Of course. Of course. Well, goodbye, Mrs. Drake, and believe me, I do admire the way you put up with everything.
Oh, isn't that sweet? We don't want you to feel we haven't liked having you here, because we haven't we?
No.
All ready and correct, sir.
Splendid, splendid.
Oh, honey, 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 our poor farm. It looks like a battlefield.
Oh, don't worry, darling. We'll build it all up again. How about some lunch? I suppose you couldn't face a duck egg, could you?
I could face anything with you.
Well, there's at least one thing we know. These won't go. Oh, no, 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 not another one!
Oh, shh, they'll hear you.
Quick, inside.
I'm terribly sorry. We must have got the wrong duck.
So you see, it's difficult to know where to begin this story.